Alright, man, we back on game. Man. I'm gonna just say this right now, man. Alright, look. I'm just seeing way too much shit that's going on right now. Alright, and I say this because over the weekend, seeing the news, and then the things that happened last night, and then this morning I'm reading stuff. It's just like, come on, man. Like, y'all can't be fucking serious. So I'm gonna get this shit off my chest today, alright? And if people get mad, they get fucking mad at this point. I don't care. A lot of shit needs to be talked about. And we're gonna start off today with coward shit. That's right. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, check out what this motherfucker says. And this is, once again, this Gamergate, anti-Gamergate, because as usual, y'all have to pull out the race card and start calling us a bunch of niggers. Look at this fucking coward who would never say anything like this to anybody's face in person. He'd never say some shit like that because you know there's consequences and you get knocked the fuck out. Alright? And then you will sit here and say, oh, but you niggers. And then in the same breath, talk about humanity. Denying humanity. We're denying humanity while you're calling people niggers, huh? You gonna say you fucking hypocrite? I cannot believe that someone would even try to do that shit. And before anybody comes in and says, obvious troll is obvious, don't take it so seriously, no. And I'm going to explain why, okay? Because for months, we have dealt with this when it comes to Gamergate, NotYourShield. We have dealt with this for months, okay? And as a black gamer, and I say black gamer because let's be honest here, when you're sitting here and saying nigger, you mean a specific demographic. You're not saying that to Asians and Indians and whatever. No, you're not saying that. So obviously, you are going after a specific demographic, the black gamer, okay? Which we have dealt with this for years, have we not? And we talked about Jessica Condit, where you at? Our great singer. Where you at now, Joystick? Oh, I forgot. You only want to talk about the shit when it benefits you. This is ridiculous. Every time us people of color, alright, or the black gamer disagrees with one of them, what they say, you're a nigger, you're an Uncle Tom, alright, you're too stupid to understand what's going on, so we'll speak for you, or the big one, as we all know, you don't exist unless you show some fucking photo ID. So while you got a bunch of fucking shills and frauds on YouTube arguing this week over what's racist, over review scores, this shit is flying under the radar. Like I said, man, there's too many fucking frauds among us. And yet, like I said, I'm gonna throw it out all today so that you fucking see it. It's ridiculous that we're still dealing with this. And you know what? The fact is, they don't just go after us black gamers. Then they want to take aim at females in Gamergate. Alright, let's break down the stupidity, because let's be honest, those comments are stupid as fuck. So let's break it down, alright? A man who claims to be helping women, alright? It's social justice, alright? Helping women is going around telling other women who have their own opinion, okay? That they're full of self-misogynistic hate and they're only doing this to get other men's approval and not because they have their own opinion. Social justice, though. This is the shit I'm talking about, and I guarantee you, this coward would never say this shit to anyone's face either. Speaking of fucking cowards, Brianna Wu, let's talk about it right now. For those who don't know, Brianna Wu is talking about she's not going to PAX. Because she's afraid there's too many psychopaths that's going to be there and try to go after her. You know, because she didn't try to bait anyone at all, right? She didn't try that, right? No. But apparently she knows everyone that's going to be at PAX is going to be a psychopath. And she's fearing for her life. Oh my God. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit, alright? So, they said that they're not going to go. Her and her company are not going to go to PAX. So, nothing lost, right? Nothing of importance lost at all. Now, I will put it like this. Afterwards, Brianna Wu decided to recruit a bunch of people to be her bodyguards so that anybody who's Gamergate will get punched in the face. So first you flip-flop on going to PAX, then you try to incite violence towards randoms at the convention. That's what you want to do. Look, I'll put it like this. After that, if PAX saw that, they should ban you for that, because you can't do that, alright? And for anyone that says, because a lot of people are saying, she just needs protection. No. Let's get something straight here. She's not looking for protection. She didn't say, I need someone to be my bodyguard or my security. No, she said she's looking for someone to throw down, alright? And this guy said, I wouldn't mind cracking a few fucking skulls, and that's what it is. He's looking for a fight. That's what it is. So I guess he's going to punch women in the face, too, if they're Gamergate. I guess that's what he's all about. That's a bunch of bullshit. I'll put it like this, Brianna. You should be walking the walk, just like you talk the talk, right? But you're not doing that. You're so scared. You talk all this shit, you bait people, and then say, I'm scared. You know who did that too? Leah Alexander. Talked all that shit about minorities. Did she go out there and start that, that ethnic cleansing? Did she do that? No, she didn't, did she? That's all y'all do is talk shit and then run. That's what y'all do. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of fucking frauds. And you know what? I'll give you more proof of it, alright? Because Brianna Wu, and you can tell she's fucking delusional, alright? Because she says that Ice-T is trying to give us a warning about, the intimidation game. You can't be this fucking delusional. It's a show. Writers wrote this shit. Ice-T just acting his lines. He's not really fucking speaking to you. I guess you really believe that Ice-T arrested Wesley Snipes too when he said this shit.
I want to shoot you so bad. My dick's hard.
Go get fucking help. You need that shit. Yo, I put it like this. You are living in a fantasy world, and you should be ashamed of yourself. But of course, no one feels any shame when they're saying shit like this. And for those who I'm talking about, Lee Alexander comes out and says some old bullshit as well. So dudes need to grow a thicker skin on the internet. That's funny, because when this all started and people said that, gamers said it in general, you just need to grow a thicker skin, you said, I shouldn't have to deal with that as a human being, blah, blah, blah. This is the same person that goes on Twitter and cries about harassment and uses a block bot. But you want to talk about people need to grow a thicker skin. You got a lot of fucking nerve, you know that? A lot of fucking nerve. This is the shit I'm talking about, frauds. And frauds, as usual, always stick together. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, last week, we talked about Movie Bob and opened up his Patreon, right? Well, Brianna Wu is starting to plug him as well. Look at them helping each other out, and that's not all, because Prion brought to my attention Anita Sarkeesian is now starting to plug PBS Game Show. Yeah, that douchebag, the guy who's constantly wrong in his videos, but I wonder why she's plugging him.
In these cases, these folks weren't the first people to highlight or experience real injustice. But what Parks, Milk, Steinem, and now Sarkeesian did was humanize something very big and made it very small. They gave it a clear voice, a message, and most of all, a face.
Hold up, stop this, shut this shit down as far as I'm concerned. Did you just compare Anita Sarkeesian to Rosa Parks? Are you serious? So let me get this straight. You're comparing a woman who hasn't done anything but sit on her ass, alright, and read a teleprompter, sitting on YouTube, who's done nothing for anyone, who ignores minorities, alright, who disagree with her because they don't fit her narrative, alright? You're comparing that to racism of Rosa Parks, who stood her ground knowing the potential danger that she could be physically hurt, possibly killed, because we have seen in the past when it comes to racism, at times people were having their lawns burned, people were being hung. You gonna sit here and say you gonna compare her to fucking Rosa Parks? That's not all. You compare her to Harvey Milk, who went through all those things in gay rights. The same people who deny that gays, because what did they say not too long ago? That gay people are more misogynist than anybody because gay men only sleep with other men? Are you fucking serious? That's who you want to compare her to. She hasn't done shit, you fucking hypocrite. And I'm gonna show you that right now, because he goes on to say that she hasn't done anything but make a bunch of YouTube videos.
It's just me, but it seems like a bit of an overreaction, right? She was making YouTube videos, not committing war crimes.
Way to contradict yourself, you fucking jackass. You gotta be kidding me that you compared her to revolutionaries of the past, then turn around and say, it's only YouTube videos, it's not that big of a deal. You gotta be kidding me. You killed your entire argument right there. Your entire fucking stance. Get fucked as far as I'm concerned, because you compared her to Rosa Parks, who sat there in the face of danger and said, no, I'm not moving, and I don't care what you do to me, I'm standing up for myself. That's what she did. Harvey Milk went out and campaigned, did all these things in the face of danger. Because let's be honest here, people, they didn't have security back then. They didn't. But Anita Sarkeesian, as we know, she's not going anywhere without security. We know that for a fact. It's fucking ridiculous that people still believe in this bullshit with Anita Sarkeesian and these people who keep enabling her. You've got to be kidding me. When's the last time Anita Sarkeesian talked about feminism without video games? When's the last time? Like I said last week, they don't talk about the women over in the Middle East being beheaded because of feminism. Like I said, unless it has something to do with video games or their platform, they won't speak on it because they know they're full of shit. Frauds among us. Thank you, Anita, and let's talk about that right now. Thank you, Anita. For those who did not hear the rap song from Anti-Gamergate, alright? A bunch of fucking hipsters, a bunch of culture vultures who don't know what the fuck they're doing. They made this rap song. They ethered the fuck out of themselves. They did. They ethered themselves. But I want to break this down as quick as possible for anybody who knows rap, okay? You got a bunch of kids, because that's what they fucking are. You can't tell me they're adults. A bunch of fucking kids in a room trying to make a rap song. Now I say trying because that had to be their first attempt ever at rap. I'll put it like this. Your lyrics is outdated. Your flow is outdated, alright? Your cadence bridge is off. Whoever is trying to sing that hook cracks. I don't understand this shit. Who the fuck thought that this after school special song was going to be good? Who thought that shit? Seriously, it was on the level of crack is whack, Jack. Get the fuck out of here. You didn't even know how can I put this? You didn't even know how to say your rhymes, alright? And I say this because for those who don't know, there's a certain way you say certain things to get the people to believe that what you're saying is legit. You see it all the time in fucking rap battles. Anybody can spill rhymes all over the place, but if you don't have any conviction in those rhymes, nobody believes you. That's what it comes to, man. And when we heard this shit, alright, all of us, I'm not talking about Gamergate or gamers, rap fans. When we heard this shit, this was our response. This is pretty much how we all felt.
John in Tennessee, go ahead. What you want to say?
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
Oh, come on.
Number one, stop listening to the top 40 radio, because that's what the fuck y'all doing. Number two, leave the rapping to people who know what they're doing, alright? It's clear. You are a bunch of hipsters, alright, who are trying to find their identity, and you're failing at it. And they eat the fuck out of themselves. And here's the thing, alright? Because afterwards, they had already hurt themselves. No matter how many remixes they put out, they hurt themselves, alright? We said, leave it go, because that makes them look bad. And what did Gamergate do? They actually came out with a response. Some guy came out with a response, and you just made it worse. Because now we're seeing that you're just going to take this shit and you're going to run with it. Even though you're all looking like a bunch of frauds. Do you understand the term of playing yourself? Do you understand that? It seems like a lot of people, I understand here on YouTube, a lot of people play themselves. This is why I call a lot of people frauds. Because in the street, you would not be able to do this shit. In real life, you would not be able to do that shit. Okay? You wouldn't. When you got clowns, you're nothing but a hater. Get the fuck out of here. Alright? You know and I know, if you said some shit, if you was down the hood, and if someone like you came out and said that shit in the hood, they look at you like, the fuck? Like, that's how they treat you. If you don't get the fuck out of here with that shit, that's exactly how they treat you. So as far as I'm concerned, like I said, frauds, culture vultures. But it's not just that. Like I said, so I'm disappointed, not just at anti-Gamergate, not for all the other bullshit, alright, that you've already seen, alright? But I'm talking about Gamergate as well when it comes to this rap shit. Because you got to be kidding me. So you're making both sides. Both sides, I'm very fucking disappointed in both sides for doing that. Very disappointing. Like I said, and the thing is, it's not just Gamergate, anti-Gamergate, media. It's media in general. It is. Let's be honest here. For those who did not see what happened earlier this week, because I'm going to give you some examples, all right? Earlier this week, the Today Show. That's right. The Today Show, they actually covered this. But that's not all. Even JetBlue Airlines decided they jets is on fleek. Did you notice that guy said, rest in peace, fleek? Did you see that? Because every time mainstream media gets a hold of a word that we've used in the hood, we say, it's dead. It's over. That's why. So when you see people say, you're nothing but a bunch of haters, like, yep, that was what, in 2011 people still using it? That shit is dead as far as I'm concerned. When people will start using the word swag, yeah, that shit is dead as far as I'm concerned. Because ESPN even used, matter of fact, ESPN used fleek as well.
The beneficiary of the sweet handles from Kyrie Irving, who was clearly on fleek.
So when you take from us all the fucking time, when we disagree with you, you call us a nigger. Yeah. Y'all see how it's going now? It's just coming full circle with this old bullshit. And that's not all. Speaking of bullshit, for those who don't know, Anita Sarkeesian's man, you know, Jonathan McIntosh, you know, the brains behind her puppetry, because that's what it is. She's the puppet. He's actually the puppet master at this point. For those who don't know, Glenn Beck came out and said that what he does has been masterful. It has been great to see that he has set up this type of propaganda with Anita Sarkeesian. Seriously, take a good hard look at what your community looks like, at what the media looks like, and what the industry looks like right now. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's move forward, man. Seriously, EA. I swear I want to start with EA and their bullshit, and I'll put it like this. I can't say it's actually bullshit on EA's point. Nah. It's bullshit on the gamers, though. And y'all gonna see that a lot today, alright? Bullshit on the gamers. Because EA stock surges due to impressive FIFA and Madden performances. So gamers didn't learn from Madden constantly getting gutted? features that they keep taking away from you. They still haven't given you what you promised, which is, online team play. Still haven't given you that unless, at one point they gave you, 2-on-2? That ain't shit, all right? Yet EA, remember, not too long ago they did it with NHL, where they took out specific features and said, oh, you'll get them later. Remember with FIFA, how they sat there and gave you the same copy of last year's FIFA, and all they did was put a new date on it, and then they got caught and was like, it's just, we had to do this for this reason, and people aren't so mad about it. Apparently they're not mad about it, because they're still buying this shit. Do you not remember these things, what EA has done to you when it comes to your sports games? Hello, NBA Live. You've got to be kidding me that you still go out here and support this shit. And like I said, it's not towards all gamers. It's those who keep supporting this shit. Because you should know better. You should. But yet, same shit all the time. They can dick you over. You're okay with that. And as long as you keep buying this shit and you're okay with it, they'll keep doing it. They will. Now, I still want to move forward because I want to talk about Kanye West. Pro-pedophile Kanye West. Yeah, for those who don't know, Tyga is now dating Kim Kardashian's sister. He's 25, she's 17, and at one point, they were dating before that, and when they asked Kanye how he felt about it, he was like, Tyga got in there early. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Anyways, he's coming out with his own video game. That's right. Like anyone gives a fuck, right? Yeah, I know. This is the same Kanye West that came out with a game not too long ago where you throw gold chains on women, you keep them near. You kidding me? Now he wants to send his mom to heaven. The fuck out of my face, this old bullshit. Kanye West is a fucking punk. And I put and Beans said it best. And for those who don't know what Beans said, like I said, if you look at the interview how Beans talked about Kanye West, and he called him all types of names, what Kanye say to Beans? I respect this gangster. So let me get this straight, alright? A real dude calls you out and you fold, but as soon as Beck wins his fucking award or Taylor Swift wins her award, you want to run on stage and punk him. You a bitch, man. I'm telling you, you don't see that shit happen. He don't do that shit to rappers, do he? Because he know he'll get knocked the fuck out. Get out of my face, man. Get out of my face. Oh, let's move on. Sony. Sony offers freebies, nearly 40 discounts to make PS Vita's third birthday. That's right. To PS Vita's third birthday. Let's get something straight here. Sony, no one cares. I say this, I understand it's freebies, so people are going to run and get the freebies, but no one cares about the PS Vita. How many times have you had to turn around and drop the price? How many times do people complain about the price of the memory card? Then you go ahead and discontinue all the other versions of the Vita, of the PSP, so that the Vita could prevail, because people kept buying those versions, because they didn't want the digital stuff, and we saw that with the PS Go. But yet Sony is going to keep pushing and pushing on this Vita thing. Look, you need to work out a better strategy than this, Sony. I will talk about Sony a little bit later, okay? I want to move on to Sega. Former Sega exec criticizes company's 20 years of wrong decisions. Well, it's a little late now, isn't it? 20 years of wrong decisions. I don't want to hear it now. Anything you have to say, no, it said former executive. Yeah, it doesn't matter now. Don't matter now. 20 years later. Now you want to come along and say, well, this happened 20 years ago and you should be ashamed. I don't want to hear it. Sega has to move on, and I'll play this. They have to play this. Amid restructuring, Sega buys Bioshock and Mass Effect co-dev Demiurge. Now I'll pull it like this, all right? Sega, you just laid off a lot of people not too long ago, for what we hear, and now you're still buying. So you're laying off people at their jobs and buying others. So it's not a money issue at this point. No, it's a restructuring issue, and that's why it's called a mid-restructuring, all right? That's why it's called that. But it's said that this is what you're doing. So I understand why an executive will come out, but for you to say 20 years, no. Just talk about things that are current, because we know it's been going on for 20 years. We've seen what Sega has done wrong, and yet they continue to still do wrong things. It's on Sega at this point. People still want a good Sonic game, and they haven't had one in quite a while, alright? After Boom, seriously, Sonic Boom kind of hurt the fan base again. It did. We know that. Come on now. I want to move on to fighting MKX. Now, for those who don't know, there was a report not too long ago that Mortal Kombat X will not need, PS Plus or Xbox Live Gold to run online. Well, I'm here to correct that because the link will be in the info bar. MKX, PS Plus, and Xbox Live required for online play. So if you're going to play Mortal Kombat X online, you have to have online already, okay? Just to let you know that. This is not one of those things where you'll be able to play without it, alright? Also, the next MKX character may be a masked gunslinger named Erron Black. Now, we talked about this not too long ago, and a lot of people are already saying that, you know, the gameplay could be like, since this is sort of like Injustice, it could be like Deathstroke. We'll see what happens. Or Striker. We will see what happens. So, also, I will talk more fighting news. Under Night and Birth came out not too long ago, and people are already complaining about the netcode. That's right. So, it seems that this is something that they have to work on. I would suggest, even if you have it, practice offline, please. Practice offline first. Just play the game on its hardest level offline. Do the tutorials. Get yourself together before you decide to do online play. Not because you can't handle online play, but the fact that they're having all these problems with netcode, you have to give them a chance to fix it. And as we know, companies should already have this underway before they release a game, because you know the people are going to want to play online since you already took fucking arcades away from us. Okay? Now, DMC. Gotta talk about this. Capcom! We're gonna talk about Capcom! DMC, Definitive Edition, won't be locked at 60 frames per second. Here we go again. So the Definitive Edition that you promised gamers that, you know, we're going to give you what you want, now it's not locked at 60 frames per second, and it's going to drop during gameplay. And you want people to buy this, but you're trying to please the fans, but next gen, no. Next generation, you still can't do 60 frames per second for this game. Yet in the old generations, the old versions, we had them. Capcom, you should know better. You really should at this point. And also, for those who don't know, Street Fighter V, we've seen the reveal for Nash, which I call Frank and Charlie, Frank and Nash. It doesn't really matter. Looks the same. Now he can teleport. A lot of people are saying they remind him of Rugal. You know what I mean? From King of Fighters. Maybe a Mega Rugal. But the fact is, it looks the same. I don't see anything that is so great still about this game. Like I said, if you're going to buy the game and you get happy about it and not excited, that's you. I still don't see anything that says I need to play Street Fighter V or Street Fighter 4 AE or Street Fighter 4 Ultra or whatever. It's all the same as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, if you're happy about it though and you're excited, by all means, you know, have at it. Now, I want to talk about Battlefield for a minute. Or should I say ex-Battlefield dev, because this is still on the lines of Devil May Cry because of what happened. Remember when Tamim came out not too long ago? Well, I should say not too long, about a year or so ago, and he said that AAA development is stifling innovation. Well, now we have this as well. An ex-Battlefield dev says that AAA development can restrict creativity. And what was the answer to Tamim? I'll tell you the same thing that I said to Tamim. Then stop making AAA games. If you feel it's really stifling everything, all right? And I say this due to the fact that when Tamim said that, Ninja Theory, they have a AAA game coming out now. Like, so you're worried about innovation. You so much care, you have so much passion, but you still make them, don't you? Don't you? Because it's about the money. Let's be honest here. Same thing here. You know, it's stifling creativity. It's about the money. Have you gone to your shareholders and said that, you know, it's stifling creativity? Have you gone to the publishers and said it's stifling creativity? Don't go talk to the media. No, don't talk to the media so you can look like some type of rebel, you know, or take the pussy way out, because that's what it is, all right? You're going indirectly. If you really feel that way, go talk to the people in charge, you know? But no, just go blab to the media. Go cry to the media about it, as if they can help you on that. You've got to be kidding me. You think there's going to be enough people that care and say, hey, you know, we should, you know, stop AAA so much because it's stifling innovation? No, because for those that, you know, those that know, or should I say don't know, the media has come out not too long ago and saying that 3-hour games, AAA 3-hour games, are okay. So, of course, they're not going to help you. Oh, my God. Anyways, back to Sony, because that's why I want to talk about Sony after this, because what they say. Sony says that the industry must do more than just the same. That's right. They need to do more than just the same, because AAA, it's all starting to look the same. I'll leave the link in the info bar. Okay, Sony, you want to come out and say that? Then how about this? Lead by example. Lead by example. That's all you got to do. Stop making so many AAA games. And I'm not trying to hear, oh, we're just going to get a bunch of indie games and throw them on our PSN. No. That's not the answer. Show us more. Show us, seriously. Because as far as I'm concerned, we've seen what you have done when it comes to, you know, from time to time again, you know, exclusive content. The PS3 era wasn't that bad when it came to exclusive content. But as we all know, you say, oh, we're doing more of the same. How about that Killzone? How about that Haze? How about that Resistance? Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Like, you can't sit here and say that. And shout out to Resistance 2, because y'all know I love Resistance 2, but you gotta be kidding me if you think that it's okay to say something like this when you're doing it. You're one of the main offenders of this. You are. Keep remastering games, because that's what y'all doing right now. Next gen. Let's keep moving on. I want to talk about games in general. Night Cry. We talked about this last week. Night Cry made its goal. It made goal. And I'm still trying to figure out how this happened. And I say this due to the fact that people, you have to understand, there was, 3 days left? And they were down 50,000 in the hole. They didn't know what to do. 12 hours into it, after I did that video, 12 hours later, they raised $40,000. Now, look, I'm not taking any credit on it at all, no. I am baffled. Where the hell did they get $40,000 out of nowhere? That's what I want to know. So for me, it feels suspicious. It's not one of those, yeah, I set it up. No, I don't feel that way at all. All right? I feel like, yo, what happened here? Like, out of nowhere, there was just a surge, and they clear a goal. And I understand a lot of us are happy about it. I get it. We are happy. We're going to get our game. Okay. But it still bothers me that you can only have that much time left, and out of nowhere, boom, all this money. Either you had to have a big investor come along and do something like that. I need to know what happened. And I can't find anything right now on what happened. You know what I mean? I need an explanation because we caught, Shaq on that new Shaq? We caught that. Did we not? This also, I would like to catch and see what's going on. Just an explanation. You know what I mean? Like I said, very happy that the game is coming out. I look forward to it. But that is just $40,000 in 12 hours? Seriously. And then they just went on afterwards to make gold. Like, that's crazy. You know, congratulations, but I need to know what the hell's going on, you know? So, yeah. Also, I want to move on. I want to talk about a little bit of hypocrisy like we didn't talk about it enough already, right? Naughty Dog. Okay. Now, as we know, Naughty Dog came out not too long ago and said that they're not going to make any more cartoonish games because they want to stick with realism, and a lot of fans were very upset with that, you know, when they came out and said that. Now, Naughty Dog is saying they would love to return to Crash Bandicoot. That's right. Now they're saying this. And now they're saying it was a former person who said that and they wanted to return. But you know what? Even the article states that gamers still have no, they have no trust in Naughty Dog when it comes, or any hope, I should say, that they're going to get a Crash Bandicoot game. So I'll put the link, in the info bar for it. Also, Sony has announced that Ratchet Clank game to coincide with the 2015 film coming up. So we will see what happens there. So I guess if you are looking for a cartoony type game, Ratchet & Clank is coming to you this year, okay? Also, Blizzard is exploring Diablo 3 micros. That's right, I don't understand. It's because it's not in the West. They're going to take this overseas first because, as we know, Diablo 3, they have a big following overseas, and that's what they're going to do. So they're going to see if they can pretty much milk the shit out of their gamers over there, since that's a big market over there. And you know how this is going to go. If it does well over there, they'll bring it here. I hope it doesn't do well over there. You don't need microtransactions. Everyone's playing the game as fine as it is. You don't need to do it. Yet you still want more money. That's all it is. You can't tell me that's not greedy. You cannot tell me that. All right? Also, community of gamers rally around 11-year-old. Now check this out. Who was victimized by a troll who hijacked his controller and deleted his data on Destiny. Now look, I'm not going to say he hijacked his controller, right? Because that's a little bit of sensationalism there, right? But those who don't know what happened on Destiny. This person was trolling this kid, an 11-year-old kid, all right, playing Destiny, and said, I can help you with this situation. Now, how to do a shortcut, I believe it was something like that. And the kid said, okay, so he used a PS4 share, okay, which lets someone else control your game for you. Now, with that being said, I'll put the link in the info bar so you can see exactly what happened video-wise, all right? The guy, he decided that he's not going to help this kid. He's just going to go into his game and delete all his characters. That's right. Now, here's the thing, all right? The community was up in an uproar about it. They backed this kid. And someone got a hold of the guy who actually did this stuff, all right? So, teen who deleted 11-year-old data says to the 11-year-old to suck it up. Because this is just a life lesson, pretty much. 17-year-old kid did this, all right, to an 11-year-old. Tell him to suck it up. Now, here's the thing. I have a problem with the article, all right? The person who wrote the article says that, due to protecting this person's, their identity. Why are you protecting this person's identity? The person goes on the article talk about how they've done this before. Multiple times because they think it's funny on PS4 share. Yeah. Granted, the lesson here should be, don't trust random strangers, with your stuff. But that's the point of our community, to help each other. It seems people have forgotten that. Granted, you do need to, be able to trust, but that's an 11-year-old kid. It is. So, of course, you can easily change that person's, point of view. They're going to believe certain things because they're still naive. Their brain isn't developed yet. Hell, some adults' brains aren't developed yet. But still, it's an 11-year-old kid. And for you to just say, suck it up and all this, and for the person to sit and say, well, you know, we're going to protect this person's identity. Why? Why? The person is proud that they did it. You don't have to protect their identity. Let them deal with the consequences. But yet you're still... Whatever. Anyways, some more Destiny news. Alright? A patch removes the ability to solo weekly heroic strikes. Still learning, Destiny, huh? Still learning. Sad. Anyways, I do want to turn this a little bit, you know, to a positive note, okay? And I know fans have been looking for, because a lot of people are saying, when is Knights going to come out with a new game? Well, for those who don't know, okay, there is sort of game that's going to be just like Knights coming out. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, Rhodia, the Sky Soldier. Let's look at some of the gameplay. For Knights fans, I'm sure they'll enjoy that, but I do want to move on. I want to talk about Evolve. That's right, Evolve. For those who don't know, nearly 6 million matches have been played in the first week, but 2K doesn't say how many copies it sold. Now, I will put, like I said, this article also in the info bar. I put them all in the info bar, as you know, but I want to talk about the comment section, because the comment section, people are saying, you know, well, guess what? It doesn't matter how many matches have been played. It doesn't matter how many copies you sold. I dropped my pre-order simply because you're trying to milk us. That's what a lot of comments are saying, and you know what? I'm happy to see gamers take a stand finally for once. It's good to see. So, I want to move on. I want to talk about Batman Arkham Knight. Now, for those who don't know, the trailer not too long ago came out for Batman Arkham Knight, and people are just like, oh my god, let's get into this, alright? Batman Arkham Knight gets an M rating, okay? Now, of course, Rocksteady is saying it's because of the story. As, you know, they're well aware that, you know, an M rating could cut down the people who buy the game because kids won't be able to buy the game. But let's be honest here. Kids are buying Call of Duty with no problem and God of War with no problem. They'll buy Batman Gotham Knight as well. So that's not that big of a deal, okay? But they're saying the reason why I got an M rating is the fact that because of the story. They didn't want to pull any punches in this one, so this is what you're getting. Now, I know a lot of people are very happy with seeing that trailer not too long ago, but I just want to make this very well known for people, okay? Anybody who has a PS3 or an Xbox 360, just a reminder, you cannot get this game because it's not coming out for the PS3 or 360. It's only coming out so far, what we know, for the PS4 and Xbox One. So if you want this game, you're going to have to upgrade. That's right. Kind of sad, I know. But here's the thing also, alright? I personally still have a problem with WB. Now, granted, we know what happened with Batman Arkham Origins, which they still haven't fixed. That's right. And a lot of people are going to say, well, this is Rocksteady this time. You know, we got to give them the benefit of the doubt. No one is doubting Rocksteady and what they can do. However, we do know with Rocksteady, Game of the Year Edition is coming. Because they did it with, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. So we know that the Game of the Year is coming. I would say if you have to have this game, please wait for the Game of the Year Edition. Don't be one of those people that says, I have to have it right now, and then they hit you with a bunch of DLC later. And then you go get the DLC later. You get it all for one cheap price if you just wait. I'm sure if you're a gamer, you have a ton of other games in your backlog that you can play. So by the time you finish those games, here comes Arkham City Game of the Year Edition that you can get. You know how this works. But it seems like we still have people who just, I don't know. Anyways, I want to move on to more DLC news, because I just talked about it. Shadow of Mordor, final DLC, is against Sauron. And people are already saying, wait for the Game of the Year Edition. You know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. This is it. Gamers are starting to smarten up, as you're seeing in the beginning when we're talking about games, how people just keep being sheep and buying the same thing and falling for the same thing. Now we have people who are saying, hey, look, I'm not falling for this. And you know what? If you look at the previous 5 years or so, people have actually, I personally will say out of my experience of seeing people, they have become a bit smarter when it comes to, you know, what they buy. and things of that nature. Because let's be honest here, if you aren't a good consumer, you will get screwed when it comes to playing your games. I understand you want to have fun, but you still have to be educated on the issues, okay? Now also, I want to talk about Zombie Army Trilogy. Yeah, Zombie Army Trilogy is coming. I want to talk about this due to the fact that if you have seen Zombie Army Trilogy, this is, I'll put it like this. For anyone who saw like Frankenstein's Army, the movie Frankenstein's Army, or Dead Snow, that's what this is, alright? It's Nazi zombies, and we saw that with Call of Duty as well, but this is more fleshed out, of course. You know what I mean? But that's what you're getting. Speaking of more zombies, for those who don't know, $386,000 Dying Light Special Edition is announced. Who's really going to buy this? Is there really takers for this? Seriously, they're giving you your own real bunker, like zombie shelter. They're going to send you to a trip to Poland. They're giving you adult diapers. I'm telling you, yeah, it just... I don't know why someone would put this together. I think it's a waste of money. It's a waste of PR. I think it's just... You don't need this for a video game. You don't. I think this is the worst special edition that we've ever seen. And not too long ago, we were arguing back and forth about the Mortal Kombat, complete edition or whatever, when it was, $200 almost? Yeah, this takes the cake. This. You got to be kidding me. Like, way to set the bar. Really, way to set the bar. And like I said, I'm sure we'll hear down the line that someone is going to pay for this. Someone is. You know there's always someone. It's sad. It is. But anyways, I want to move on. Nintendo drops select amiibo prices. So you know what that means. They need you to keep buying those amiibos. They need you to keep buying them. Also, in more Nintendo news, Eon Ticket Code distribution event is announced for Pokemon Oris. Just to let you know if you're interested in that. Like I said, it'll be in the info bar for you. Also, Assassin's Creed Unity patch removes companion app requirements to gear. Another patch for Assassin's Creed Unity. I swear, Ass Creed, just go away. Just go away. Just please. Whatever. Also in Square news, just to let you know, Kingdom Hearts 3 has been announced for 2017. That's right. I know people, they're looking forward to it. You know what I mean? A lot of people are, and you should know by now. If they're going to do this in 2017, say goodbye to the PS3. Because they're going to bring it to the PS4, and that's exclusive, and that's it. You know how that works. But I will say this, alright? Kingdom Hearts fans, I understand, because I've seen enough comments to say, people are saying, I don't believe it until it happens. This is Squaresoft we're talking about. You know what I mean? They will keep running Final Fantasy into the ground. We know this. And even though they've given you Kingdom Hearts on 3DS, or the remaster on the PS3, PS2, they give you Kingdom Hearts in every spot than when you really need it, unless you wait for the the remastered version comes along. This same thing. I think that Square knows, because for those who don't know, I'll talk about it at the end. For those who don't know, Square loves to, of course, get your money. So, when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, I would not be surprised after what we've seen in the previous titles that Square has put out. I wouldn't surprise since they know that the fan base is waiting for this, that we see DLC for Kingdom Hearts. Like I said, this is until 2017. It's 2015 now. I'm calling DLC for it now. Unless the practices of DLC go away between now and then, I think that you're going to be hit with DLC. You're going to see specific characters that you can download to put in that game. I'm calling it now, okay? I'm going to keep a watch on it. Now, also in Squaresoft, for those who don't know, we talked about Legacy of Kain, have we not? We've talked about this for about the last year. I said, the Legacy of Kain's coming. It's coming. And people were like, you sure it's coming? It's not coming. It's not coming. Or it's really? And I said, well, here's some more news on Legacy of Kain. It's coming. And everyone said, Legacy of Kain is coming. It's coming. Well, guess what? Squaresoft has canceled Legacy of Kain. That's right. I'll put the link in the info bar. It is absolutely sad to see this. But you can't say that I haven't been sniffing on this the entire time and say, hey, this is the trail. This is what you need. This is going to happen. And at the last second, Squaresoft decided they canceled it. So no Legacy of Kain. So no Ve Victus for anyone. That's kind of sad. Because everyone was looking forward to, Legacy of Kain. That's sad. Anyways, I'm done. I think I've rambled on enough. Hopefully you like the video. If not, that's fine too. Same old people probably ain't going to like it anyway. Who cares? Like I said, if anybody's got a problem with anything I said today, come see me. Especially in that beginning. Because that's absolutely fucking ridiculous that we have to do with that. It's just absolutely And yet these people are still followed. I don't understand how these people are still followed. 40,000 followers or anything. Like I said, you enable them to do this type of stuff because they do it for the attention when it comes to your follower, those followers on Twitter. This is how they act. If I come out and say something outlandish, towards one side, then of course that side that's for it is going to run and flock. That's what they do. But as we know, common sense isn't common these days. And if this is how you have to act, and like I said, these are all supposed to be gamers, right? I don't see any camaraderie. I don't see any type of, people, I'm going to sit on here and troll all day. Shouldn't you be playing a game? You love games, right? That makes no sense. But when I say that, I'm wrong. Don't you tell me what to do, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but it's okay for you to go around calling people. You know what? It's fine. I'm done. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. I'm out, man.